Hey, it's Kish,
And it's Roland here.
and we are from Porygon Tube, and we're back with round 2 action of the Box Hill League Challenge. So in this round, we'll be featuring Robin on the right, playing his Houndoom Bunnelby Mill deck, which we saw do really well in Europe, and Angus on the left, playing his Vileplume Toolbox deck, which we featured in one of our previous videos at a Geelong League Challenge. So, Roland, any comments on this matchup?
Yeah, well, I think you might have left out a key player in Robin's deck, and that's Raticate.
Oh, yeah.
So Raticate is a card from the new set from Evolutions, and we're seeing it pop up in a lot of different decks recently, and this is one of the many variations that you can play it in. We see him start with that Rattata here. So, of course, yeah, Rattata's first attack, Crunch, lets you discard any energy attached to the defending Pokemon, and its second attack does 60 damage times the number of special energy in your opponent's discard pile. And so that kind of has synergy with this mill deck, so he'll play plenty of hammers, enhanced hammers, and crushing hammers in Team Flagrant. So in conjunction with Raticate's first attack, you aim to sort of strip your opponent of energy. And in addition to having that win condition about milling your opponent, because of course there are multiple ways to win in Pokemon. Obviously, the way that you see more often is to take 6 prizes before your opponent does. But of course, the other way you can win is by milling them out. So when they can't draw a card at the start of their turn.
Yep.
And of course, so his deck really has 2 win conditions. He can either deck out with by attacking with either Houndoom EX and Bunnelby. So they both can discard 2 cards essentially with their attacks off the opponent's deck in one attack. So you've got a lot of disruption. You've got discarding from energies on the board. You've got discarding from the deck, and you've kind of got 2 win conditions because Raticate can sweep through and theoretically take 6 prizes, but he'll probably be focused more on disruption. So yes, we see a good first turn. From Vileplume. Getting that Forest of Giant Plants is always really important in the beginning.
And of course, I guess it'll be interesting to see if Angus can get out that Vileplume quickly, because as you said, Robin plays a lot of enhanced hammers and crushing hammers and things like that. That's all going to be switched off by
Absolutely. And so in this matchup, a lot of those cards, you're probably going to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
But one of the things that is going to be relevant is Raticate's first attack.
Yep,
so that's going to be the way that he can disrupt even, you can see the crushing hammer right there. Even without being able to play those hammers.
Oh, unfortunately, Angus misses the Vileplume on turn 1, so Robin gets to use his Crushing Hammer straight away, and he flips heads, discarding the Rainbow off the the Shaman active. So
yeah, that is unfortunate. It's interesting. He could have possibly retreated.
Yeah.
But that sort of does leave open to other issues. Alternatively, in the following turn, he can touch a DC and Sky Return.
Or Ninja Boy.
Or Ninja Boy, yeah, absolutely.
Probably the play he was hoping to get off.
So these Vileplume decks do tend to play Ninja Boy.
Robin, of course, has a lot of disruption, as you said, through the Flare Grunts, through Raticate's Crunch attack, and Angus can only really attach 1 energy per turn. So even under Trainer Lock, Robin still has enough disruption to really hurt Angus, purely because Angus can only really attach 1 special energy card per turn.
Yeah, and he's going to run out, plain and simple, very quickly. Of course, these Vileplume decks, they can't play Special Charge, Puzzle of Time, these sort of cards. Once they run out of their special energies, they can't do anything. Once you run out of 4 rainbows or 4 double colours, that's it, really. So Robin basically has to just, even possibly attack with Raticate / Team Flagrant / Hammer, maybe even like 4 or 5 times in a game, and that could be it.
That could be it. So it'll be interesting. So he does get down the second Rattata, which is really good from his point of view. And Houndoom's, it'll be interesting to see if he can get a Houndoom into play as well, because at some point he can just start milling if his active ever gets KO'd, or if he finds Angus in a spot where he's just charging up the bench and then Raticate can't use the crunch on the active.
Yeah, and even Houndoom could mill special energies.
Exactly.
And he's not going to need to mill too many before Raticate can start wanting KOing things. So only 3 special energy will need to be in the discard pile. 180 damage from Raticate's going to knock out everything in Gus's deck.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So we already see 1 special energy in the discard, and Angus really has no choice but to attach special energy, because all he plays is the 4 rainbow and the 4 double colors. We do occasionally see a couple of water energy or lightning energy, but they're really used in combination with the double colorless to help attack. So he has no choice but to really just attach his special energy, and if they get discarded, they get discarded.
Yeah,
that's just the riskiest to take.
And so we see Robin is able to get out that Houndoom. It is weak to water, so the Glaceon will be able to KO it, which we do see on Angus's bench. But even then, it's if that Houndoom can just sort of be allowed to attack a few times, that can be enough to discard 1 or 2 special energy from Angus's deck, or just discard other cards that you might need. and it can be really rough. It can get
Yeah.
rough really quickly.
Especially because of Flare Grunt.
Yeah,
Houndoom
absolutely.
Mill runs a lot of copies of Flare
Yeah,
Grunt.
absolutely. So it really feels like Angus's main way of winning is just get out Vileplume very quickly and just hope that Robin doesn't draw into any of these cards.
Yeah.
Because without trainers, it can be difficult to get out all these cards. It can even be difficult to get out Raticate without Ultra Ball. It can be difficult to get out Team Flare Grunt when you can't play Versus Seeker and you can't Trainer's Melon, you can't Ultra Ball for Shaman and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it also depends on how big his Raticate line is. We don't know whether he plays 3-3 or probably
I think 3-3
the line that you tend to see. But I've seen lists like this play 4-4
or even 2-2.
or even 2-2. Yeah, exactly. They can have differing emphasis on that. And so the more Raticate and Rattata he plays, the easier that is going to be to get out under Trainer Lock, and the more times he's going to be able to attack with Crunch.
Yeah. Okay, so we do see Angus. He will have the Vileplume if he wants it. I'm not sure what his other two cards in hand are. He might be forced to go for a Shaman here.
Interesting that he discarded that Magerna.
Yeah.
That's actually a way he can prevent the special sort of effect from Crunch from activating. So with that Magerna, if you have sort of a metal, or in this case a rainbow energy that counts as a metal, you're not affected by any non-damage effects by your opponent's attacks. And so Crunch, it does 10 damage, but that's not really why you're using it. You're using it for that effect of discarding an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if he had that Magerna, Raticate's not going to be able to discard any energy from the active as long as it has a rainbow attached to it. So that would mean that Robin would essentially be stuck only using Flare Grunts to discard his energy. So maybe, I don't know, maybe possibly a mistake there.
Maybe an oversight, or maybe he runs 2.
Yeah,
he's just forced to discard 1 on this turn. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely a huge card in this matchup, and surely one you would want to try and keep on your bench if possible. So we'll see what... Okay, so Angus just passes there. So Robin... Oh, we see an enhanced hammer. So Angus unable to get the Vileplume down, and it's cost him 2 energy.
It's so crucial to get out of that Vileplume because the hammers are just brutal.
And
then
then
attach 1 per turn.
That Shaman's kind of stuck in the active as well. So Robin can just start milling. And so that's 2 special energy in the discard. 1 more and he'll be able to one-hit KO anything on Angus's board.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you want to get out that Magerna as soon as possible, because even if you get into a state where you can't discard any more of my energy, I've finally got an attacker that can that can have the energy and not have them be discarded. Well, but then if you've got 3 in your discard, Raticate can just come out and knock it out anyway. So you need to get that Magerna as fast as possible so that Raticate can't then come in and knock out Pokemon later. But we see, so Houndoom can put in a bit of work here. You will have a few turns to use it. And so we see 2 Versus Seeker, that's smart. So you want to play Versus Seeker, because normally in these sort of situations, you wouldn't want to play Versus Seeker. You want to save it as late as possible to see what support you might want to draw. If it gets end in, you'd rather have a Versus Seeker in your deck than having played it. But of course, against Vileplume, in anticipation of them getting out Vileplume, you want to get out the supporters from the discard pile when you won't be able to, when you anticipate you won't be able to play Versus Seeker again.
So Robin
taking Delinquent, and I'm not sure what the other supporter was.
I think he took a Sycamore.
Sycamore, yeah. So he sort of got a plan for the following turn.
So he Ultra Balls, Sycamore, and something else, which I didn't quite catch. And he'll probably just go for a Raticate or maybe another Rattata or even a Houndoom. He's really got a lot of options here.
He does a lot of options. We see that Bunnelby. So the way Bunnelby mills is very similar to Houndoom. But it's sort of this neat little gimmick. It's got that Delta Barrage. I think it's something like that. It allows you to attack twice, and then Bunnelby's got 2 attacks, each for 1 colorless energy. 1 is milling 1 card of your opponent's deck, so you could just attack twice with that. So it's like just milling 2. But it also has Rototiller, which allows you to shuffle 1 card from your discard pile into your deck. So that could even be useful in terms of shuffling in, say, discarded Rattatas and Raticates that he can't get back with, say, Super Rod because of Vileplume. Could get him back Flare Grunts that he could use. So Bunnelby could be used to sort of, to increase the amount of energy denial cards that he has. But at this point, it almost looks like he doesn't need them.
And so we see Melting Horn from Robin discarding the N and the Lysander.
Oh, so we see, that's big. Attaches to water energy.
Basic energy.
Basic energy that is very big.
Yeah. So...
particularly if you can't get involved in that. Because otherwise enhanced hand will be a big problem.
Unfortunately for Angus, as we've alluded to before, that Shaman is a bit stuck in the active.
Stuck, yeah.
So normally Vileplume decks have gone away from playing Float Stones in favour of things like Olympia.
Yeah, and even Manaphy. But for Manaphy, you need to attach an energy. So Manaphy's like a good fail-safe in the sense that, well, your opponent's not going to be able to indefinitely solve Vileplume because all you're going to need is 1 water energy to retreat it. But at the downside, it takes a turn. Whereas if you were out of a Float Zone on it before, you would. But I mean, obviously, I think generally you probably use a better flavor. This is one of those situations where you're thinking, I really wish I had a slightly different card in my deck.
So Angus, he goes for the
So he does get
Vileplume,
out the Vileplume.
but he's put his hand down to 3, and we know that
And we
Robin's
know that
got
Robin,
the
yeah,
Delinquent in hand.
it's waiting. It's waiting.
So this could be a really bad situation.
Yeah.
Especially with that Shaman stuck active, Robin can just melting horn to his heart's content.
Ah, yes, but he does end.
But he ends. Ooh.
So Robin's going to need to. Well, so I suppose it doesn't matter even if he does link it because Angus will have 6 cards, but.
He possibly discarded the Delinquent with Ultra Ball. Not too sure. What the
okay.
card
Possibly,
yeah.
Had
the Delinquent in hand.
Entirely sure, yeah.
So Angus does get the Vileplume, fortunately for him, so he won't have to deal with any Crushing Hammers or Enhanced Hammers anymore for the rest of the game. But he's already got 2 Special Energy in the discard, and we see a Level Ball and Oddish go down.
Yeah, probably.
Not too relevant.
Angus is probably happy to see that.
Yeah.
Discarded. Yeah, so I think Robin's just going to need one more Special Energy.
So there's the Delinquent
there
from Robin.
There's the Delinquent.
So Angus discarding some pretty useless cards that he doesn't need.
Not going to get. I mean, Robin probably played that because he didn't
Yeah.
really have a good other option. He did have an end in his hand, but probably didn't really want to play that.
And so finally, Angus is going to be able to Sky Return, but a Lysander here onto anything really.
Yeah, it's so tough.
We'll just
a
undo
Lysander
that.
run.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what Robin. Hopefully Angus might have an Olympia in hand. Just have to wait and see. So that's the unfortunate thing. From Angus's point of view, he hasn't got indefinite Olympias, but I'm sure Robin plays 2 to 3 copies of Lysander.
Yeah, I think he did have to discard one early on.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think he did. So, and of course with that, but he was just going to need to straight up draw into it.
Yeah.
It's quite possible he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah, I think
It would be very crucial if he could get it off.
Angus's deck is reasonably thin at the moment. I think there's probably about 20 cards there, I would say. So he's got a few things to dodge. He's got to dodge the Raticate, and he's got to take all 6 of his prizes before Robin decks him out. And Vileplume traditionally doesn't take prizes very quickly.
Yeah.
So although I guess the fortunate thing is that he can take 2-hit KOs on the Houndooms and 1-hit KOs on the Raticates.
Yeah.
Oh, so we see the third special
and
energy.
And that's the third special energy, and that's going to be
brutal. Yeah.
If we actually don't see Robin draw an energy,
yeah,
it would be an interesting way for him to come undone.
Yeah.
After all this, after being in a good situation, he
Yeah.
just doesn't draw a fire energy. You'd think that if he had it,
Yeah.
he would have played it down with that Raticate. There's almost no reason not to.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a critical turn. Robin's got the fire in hand.
He doesn't
So,
have fire in hand, okay.
He flare grunts the double colorless.
Yeah, that's hard.
Smart. So
yeah, it's going to be hard for Angus to deal with.
yeah. So ooh. Robin's got an energy in hand, so he'll be able to attack with Eradicate.
Yeah, you want to think for him that he'd want to play it down now
Yeah.
so that he doesn't get an end
Mhm.
and potentially lose it. But it would be unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, from Robin's point of view, he's sitting reasonably comfortably here at this point. Angus has lost a lot of energy, so let's see what he mills. Oh, another double colorless.
DC, yeah.
That's pretty brutal. Angus has a rainbow, so
Okay,
he'll
so-
be able to use second bite for the knockout.
He will?
think.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So he'll
So-
do... That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
even if he can't win the game,
Yeah.
he can feel comfortable knowing that
Yeah.
he did a tremendous amount of damage
Yeah.
to that Houndoom.
So Robin promotes a Rattata. He might have Eradicate in hand. Okay, so he flare grunts again.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting that he does... Okay, and he just passes. That's interesting.
Ah,
Doesn't elect to
use a Shadowy Bite from Raticate.
Yeah, he could have knocked out the Glaceon.
Yeah.
Oh no, he couldn't have because of the... Or did he use... No, he couldn't have done any damage because of
because
Glaceon's
of
effect.
Glaceon's
Yeah, it's
effect.
actually very easy to forget.
No, but Angus didn't have the
Oh no,
energy
he didn't have
to
the
use
energy to use... No,
Crystal Ray.
he didn't use Crystal Ray.
Yeah,
no,
he
we
used
were right.
Second Bite. Because he has a Rainbow and or 2 waters, sorry, on the active. Not sure.
Or did he... No, he had the Rainbow previously, but you don't see it now because of the Team Playground. I think
Yeah.
when he attacked, he might have used Crystal Ray.
Okay. No, I'm fairly sure he only had 2 energy.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Sorry,
maybe we missed it.
Okay, yeah, if we're wrong, then that's obviously probably the correct play there. But we're...
Okay, so Crystal Ray becomes an interesting mechanic which we forgot about because obviously Raticate can't do anything to the
It can't do
to
damage,
Glacier,
but effects will, I believe, still
Right,
affect.
so he can
So he
still
could still
crunch.
use crunch theoretically, but perhaps he thinks, well, I'm not going to take the risk using crunch because, like, sure, I could discard an energy, put him down to 1 energy, but if he destroys his last double colorless,
Yeah.
or even one of 2, then my Raticate could go down and I could lose everything. So I'd rather just sit it out.
So Angus chooses to Olympia
Yeah.
into the Glaceon, and then Robin Lysanders
Yeah,
the Vileplume, and Angus, recognizing he has no more switching cards, scoops the game.
yeah, scoops the game.
So Robin takes that one down just through pure disruption.
Yeah, absolutely.
And eventually just testing Angus's resources, and in the end running Angus out of ways to switch out the active Vileplume, which was Lysandered for the game.
Yeah.
So we'll go on to game 2. Yeah. So if you're Angus here, Roland, what's your strategy?
Yeah, you
going
just
into
have
the
to get that
second game?
Vileplume as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So he's going to have the opportunity to go first in this game.
Yeah.
If he can get out of turn 1 Vileplume, that nightmare scenario of, okay, I've got something stuck active, I'm having energy discarded left, right, and centre, and I can't get anything out. And then once I do get something out, I've got so many energy in the discard that Raticate could theoretically come and just finish me off.
Yeah.
Even though that didn't quite eventuate in that game because he just lost in another method.
And
But if he can quickly get out that Vileplume, it's going to be tough for Robin to get anything out because so much of his deck is item focused. It's easy to forget just how clunky your build can get when you can't play so many of your cards.
Yeah, we saw Angus. I think he only got out the Vileplume on turn 3, so that gave Robin enough time to get his hammers out, get his Raticates out. So
yeah, you might even think from Angus's perspective, just don't play any energy until you get that Vileplume out.
Yeah.
It might even be wise to do that. Of course, there could be situations where you can't avoid it, where if you're Sycamore, you might as well attach it instead of discarding it. So,
and also the Magana.
Yeah, and Magana.
Try and keep that.
Yes,
in play.
and you want to keep that Magana in play because if you can get up Vileplume quickly and you can shut off Crunch's effect, can't play hammers, can't use Crunch, then basically the only energy disruption Robin has available to him is to use Team Flagrant.
Yeah.
He really doesn't have another option.
And you have to draw into those at the right time.
Exactly,
So,
and which again is hard to do because of that Vileplume lock. He also has some Lysander as a disruption point, which as we saw towards the end, is still disruptive, even if you can't sort of
but I guess
discard energies is effectively. But that Vileplume is crucial and getting out the Magana.
Yeah, I guess from Angus's point of view, he has to play really carefully, conserving all of his resources. Even that water energy is going to be very vital to stop Robin from Lysander stalling things in the active spot.
Absolutely. And of course, the one thing that probably should be mentioned about Magana is that using Team Flagrant in conjunction with Raticate, you can actually use Crunch, because if you Team Flagrant away that rainbow energy, it's counting as the metal energy, which is allowing Magana to protect the other energy, then Raticate can come in and discard that other energy. So, but it's still worthwhile, because it means that Raticate can only make an impact if Robin has preemptively used a Team Flagrant. But so we see level ball for Oddish, so kind of a good start.
Mm-hmm. See if we can get the forest down.
Yeah, so and again, forest is that crucial element. That's the one that you really need to draw into, because that's what allows you to play down your glooms and your Vileplumes. If you have glooms and Vileplumes in your hand without forest, you just can't do anything.
So he's got the Vileplume in hand. He's forced to attach the double colors.
Okay, and we're seeing
fails the trainer's melon.
Unfortunately doesn't get anything from that.
So almost a carbon copy of how turn 1 went.
It is. Well, I'm getting deja vu here. I don't know about you, but but look, even if he doesn't say draw a forest directly after this, if he draws an Ultra Ball, he can Ultra Ball for Shaman, another Shaman. And hopefully try and get it that way. You think that maybe it's probably a bit worse than 50-50 him getting Vileplume out this turn.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely still possible. 6 cards is enough. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely enough to get it.
So we'll see what Angus can draw here off his Enter 6. So he has to Shaman for 1.
Shaman, but
he gets the forest.
Oh, gets the forest.
1. There's the gloom. Does he have the Vileplume in hand? This is going to be huge.
No.
I don't see it. Oh.
He doesn't, unfortunately. And this Shaman is in a precarious spot.
Absolutely. I think
Robin's eyes are lighting up. I can guarantee you he's very happy with the situation. Knows that he can play his items, he can play Enhanced Hammer.
So he actually Lysander the gloom.
Yeah.
So
not surprising to see.
Yeah, it's a good play from Robin.
Discarding 2 Sycamore.
2 Sycamores. So not only does Angus have to find the Vileplume, he has to find a way to get it back to the bench.
I think he does have an Olympia in his hand, so this actually works out quite well for him. That DC, fortunately, didn't get discarded.
Yeah.
And I think he can... Unless that's a Ninja Boy.
It looks like an Olympia.
Yeah. A lot of these supporters look...
so he actually chooses to pass there.
Lysander... Yeah, he chooses the Lysander and pass. which is interesting because
Ooh, his second Olympia gets discarded, so
Ouch.
that's pretty painful. We see a third Shaman hit the board.
I mean, I suppose perhaps the reason he didn't want to Olympia and then Skyroten is that his hand gets too clogged up, so
Yeah.
then he can't play another Shaman. Yeah, interesting that we see the Rainbow attached. It might be looking for that Ninja Boy play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get Glaceon. I think they're just discussing whether that was played this turn, the Rainbow, or whether there was should be damage on it, or.
Yeah, I believe that was played this turn. Or was it last?
No,
turn?
it was last turn. It was last
sorry.
turn. Yeah. He should be able to attach.
Yeah.
Because remember, he attached the Rainbow and then he light-sided
Instead of yeah.
So you definitely can attach another energy.
So is he eyeing up the Maguna? No, the Glaceon. So it's tough now because if he does get the Vileplume and Olympia's it to the bench, Robin can just Lysander it again.
Yeah, it's it is a bit of an arms race. It's
Yeah.
like, well, what counters Olympia? Just Lysander it again, I suppose. Yeah, and he doesn't have that Manaphy.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to struggle to fit on his bench those three Shaman. He might want to Skyroten almost purely for the bench spot.
Yeah.
And also get those energy in his hand.
But of course, Angus is on a clock. Like he can't sit back forever.
No,
because his
absolutely
resources are going to get milled.
Absolutely.
So he chooses to end here.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Puts that Olympia back into the deck and potentially could get milled away.
It's a bit of it's a slow, painful experience getting milled by Houndoom. I can personally attest to this. I played against Robin in the tournament, and just sitting there having all your resources discarded, being unable to attack, it is quite It's not fast and it's not pretty.
Yeah. So we'll see. Wonder what Angus is looking for here. Probably just cards to play on his next turn, really. And I'm sure Robin will just be content just continuing to use Melting Horn. So Angus draws a few green things I saw. So another Vileplume, pieces of Vileplume line. He gets a Jolteon, a Trainer's Mail.
Yeah, and this Vileplume deck, it can brick.
He draws back. He draws back into the Olympia, which is pretty huge.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Especially since he's already.
Yeah, and there's the Olympia. So he might Skyroten here, and he does.
Yeah.
So does Robin have a Lysander to bring out that end?
No, just an end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and this is where I think Angus can get a lot of leverage if Robin takes his 6 cards.
Yeah.
And doesn't really draw much off of it. There's a real opportunity.
Absolutely.
Just two attachments, and that Glaceon can start. They can actually one-hit KO.
Yeah.
The active Houndoom's got 30 on it already, so 140 from Crystal Ray. That'll knock it out. And then you can two-hit KO the one on the bench afterwards. So
small window opening for Angus here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't even call it particularly small. I mean,
well, I guess Robin has to whiff his Flare Grunts as well, and Angus has to draw the right energy.
I think.
The Magina goes down. So
that's tough.
Yeah,
and that'll make Raticate a much bigger presence.
Yeah.
Later on.
So Angus has a double colorless in hand.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can see Robin's hand. Just these. There's the Lysander. Fortunately, putting it to the camera so we can see. But
So
surprise!
This is bad news bears for Angus. I wonder what his Olympia count is. We've already seen 2.
I mean, if you just get out that Manaphy.
Yeah. Well, there's the Manaphy off the top.
Oh, there we go.
So does he have the? He won't have the water energy.
Yeah. So at best for him, it's that Lysander will only stall in 1 extra turn.
Yeah.
At worst, it could be more of an issue than that if he can't draw like a water or a rainbow to retreat. Because of course he's going to need a water or rainbow just to attach the Glaceon.
Yeah.
So any energy won't do.
Yeah. So I think Robin just wearing Angus down slowly, testing all his resources because, as you said, that Vileplume has to retreat, and then Angus has to get an energy onto the Glaceon and dodge the Flare Grunts as well from Robin. So
and this is the annoying thing with Robin's deck is that it doesn't really take prizes early on. So every time it's getting end.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I was talking about your deck can get clogged up with these items, you're not drawing necessarily what you want to, but you're always going to be drawing 6. You never get an end to say 2 cards, and whereas Angus actually will be later on. So Robin's not really going to be disrupted too much by this. I mean, he's always going to draw 6 off these ends.
So we see Angus find the rainbow onto the Glaceon, and 2 useless Pokemon hit the discard from the Melting Horn.
Yep.
Does he have he has a double colorless?
He does.
So he will be able to. Oh no, that Vileplume has 3 energy.
No,
three retreats,
so Vileplume. So you need sort of these, really sort of you need Manaphy or Float Zone or Olympia to get it out there.
Yeah. So
A simple double colors won't do.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he's still elected to attach the double colors. It does sort of put it in danger of being, say, flagrunted, but it does mean that. I mean, but I suppose the
you
only
might
way
be trying to burn Robin's flare grunts though at the same time.
quite possibly. I mean, the
Because-
thing is that if he were to draw, I suppose it allows him to draw another DCE,
Yeah.
and then that can allow him to retrieve Vileplume. But if he drew into, say, a water or a rainbow, then he could retrieve Vileplume for free anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So we actually see Robin attack with the... so yeah, exactly. So we see
Yeah.
those 2 double colors, so it absolutely
Yeah.
makes sense that he would attach it.
Mhm.
See Robin attacking with Grand
Grand
Flame.
Flame.
That does 50 damage,
Oh.
but of course Vileplume's weak to fire, so
There's 100.
yeah,
but,
it's all happening. It was very,
and
very
there's
slow.
a third
but
Lysander from Robin.
now this game, it's really heating up. No,
Yeah.
no pun intended. Seriously.
So does Robin have a fire to use Melting Horn again?
Yeah, not sure that he does.
So he's got a Shaman for 1. He passes. So no. Oh, he's got a fire.
He does
attack
have a
to the
fire,
Houndoom, Sorry,
yeah.
didn't see that. So
It's all
Angus
happening.
playing the
It's all happening,
Lysander
folks.
stall
Hold
game.
on to your hats. Hold on to your hats. It's going wild right now.
So Angus really forced to Lysander there. He couldn't afford another Grand Flame to knock out the Vileplume. He gets the double colorless onto the Vileplume. Oh no, and Robin flare grunts it away straight away and passes. So they're just passing back and forth here. These turns are going really fast. We see a Delinquent from Robin. So Angus probably just going to discard the Trainer's Mail, the Oddish, and another Trainer's
Yeah,
Mail.
those delinquents aren't really going to be that disruptive.
It's interesting though, whether or not to discard the trainers there, because at some point the Vileplume might get knocked out.
Yeah, it might not be safe.
Yeah. So, but I guess he has no choice. Like, what else are you going to
Yeah,
discard?
exactly.
So they were just passing back and forth here. This is Robin in Robin's favor to just keep passing back and forth.
Yeah, he's going to be advantaged by
yeah.
this slow, just drawn out passing game
Yeah.
because he's milled some cards.
And there we
Angus
see
is
Angus finally draws into
Yeah.
a Rainbow Energy.
And that's
so,
got to be great to see.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
So he uses Crystal Ray, I think, and then
Yeah,
Robin
we'll know it's not to-
Flare Grunts. Robin Flare Grunts just deciding which one to discard, and he discards the 4th double
Yeah, it's an
colorless.
interesting decision. Does end up going for the double colors.
So Angus attaches another rainbow, and he uses Second Bite for the knockout. So Angus just needs 2 more prizes here, but he might be out of resources.
Yeah, it's so close yet so far.
yeah.
It's like agonizingly close, you know.
So he has 4 cards left in deck.
Yeah, and
Oh,
this
is
got
gonna be
hairy very
so close,
quickly. Yeah.
So
I mean, forget it being long and drawn out. I mean, yeah, this got to an end game pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
uh,
Not that he can't win, but it's looking potentially pretty difficult.
so Robin just deciding what to do. And he uses Melting Horn.
Yep, and so
So
now 1 card left in
Can
deck.
Angus draw?
Yeah, if he has an N,
No.
no, he
has
doesn't.
no energy
Oh,
left.
okay. If he had an N,
Yeah.
he might have been able to save himself
Yeah.
for the requisite number of turns.
So Angus so close to winning that game, just
So
needed to
close.
knock out that 1 Houndoom.
Yeah,
But eventually, Robin's disruption was the telling factor. Just discarded just enough energy.
yeah.
And Lysander the Vileplume 3 times, which forced Angus to use his energy to retreat the Vileplume, ultimately meaning he couldn't use his Glaceon to attack.
Yeah, so Vileplume may be a disruption deck, but he can obviously fall prey to other types of disruption.
So a great game. We saw just how annoying that Houndoom deck can be. From Robin, well played by him. Congratulations for winning that game. Any closing thoughts, Roland?
Yeah, I think it was just a good game, played well by both players, and it's good to see, an interesting sort of deck from Robin
Mhm.
that you don't see a heap of, that has kind of those 2 win conditions.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to click that subscribe button, like the video if you like it, and we always appreciate any feedback in the comment section. So we'll see you in the next round, round 3. Thanks, guys.